Hi everyone, it's Maggie and I'm here for part 2 of embellishing the fabric book base that I made in the other series, and hopefully I'll finish this page and then get to the next page. If not finishing it, at least getting it started. So when I left off in part 1, I had cut and added this applique from this larger applique piece here, and then the only thing I did on this page was the trims and the doily behind the image, because I'm going to use some of this applique, and obviously I'm not going to use it as it is, so I need to cut it up. And if you look in the back, you see all the threads. Everything's these, there's sequins, seed beads, they're all hand sewn. So in order to not lose them, you have to glue where you're going to cut. And a few asked me if I would show how to do this because they're new to this type of thing, and they wanted to see how it's done. So let me move this up, and then we'll put this on here. All right, so the first thing when you have to do this is, let me add my glasses so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, the first thing is you need to see where you want to cut, and I think for the first cut I'm just going to cut in between these two appliques here, and then I'll do some more cutting. So it's basically excuse me excuse me, oh my gosh, it's allergy season already. So it's basically going to be in between these, and I don't know if you can see, but see there's all these threads in between. All right, and now on this side you can see in the netting where there aren't any, so that will be helpful too. So I can start cutting, which will help before I start doing that, which will be here. All right, now let me look at that little one. Okay, now see, I want to cut in between here and here, and there's a thread there. So what you want, I use hot glue because it's the quickest. If you use liquid glue like Fabri-Tac or whatever, you're going to have to wait till it dries. So for me, the quickest way is to use hot glue, and once the hot glue dries, it's there forever. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue, and then what you need to do is tamp it down. It's going to be sticky while it's wet, so I just kind of tamp it down and lift up quick like that. Okay? All right. So before I finish cutting, I'm just trying to see now. Okay, so I don't want to cut right there. So I want to go in between there. And until I get up here, I don't have to worry about it. So let me do a little more cutting. I thought I was going to cut there, but I decided no, I'm going to cut kind of around. Okay, and I can get I can get this far. Okay, but then there's more threads there. So now I have to, and I go from one side, from one applique to the other and cover a little more than what I need to, just to be sure. And you have to wait a couple seconds because that glue, even though you've tamped it down, well, it's okay now, but it could still be hot, so just, you want to be careful. All right, so now I can cut where that was and not worry about losing a seed bead. Okay. All right, now we come up here and there's more threads, and that's where I want to cut to. So I'm going to start over on this leaf, and I'm going to bring it all the way up. And then I'm even going to do a little bit right there, just to be sure, in case I want to cut that little flower out on its own. Okay, and you don't need a lot of glue, you just need enough to glue it down. All right, so now I can cut there and then finish. Okay, so now the two appliques are separated. All right, so let's bring back this page. I want to kind of coordinate the two pages. They don't have to match, but the colors are going to kind of. I think I'm going to use part of this again. So now I need to see if there's anything else I need to cut. It was hard to decide like how I wanted to do this when it was a complete applique because it was so big. But I think what I want to do is I want to cut off this here, and okay, so I can see there's no threads, so I'm just going to, and I think I want to go in between. Now I'm not sure about in between here, so let me look and see. Yeah, see, now there's a thread right there. So let's get that. And then I'm going to go across here. Even if I don't need to cut that, you won't really see the glue. Okay, so now I can cut in between. See, I'm cutting in between those two layers right there, and then I'm cutting right there, and I just want to make sure there's no, yep, there's none there. Okay, so then I'm going to cut right there, and then I'll cut this piece off. Okay, so my thought was I could use both these pieces. All right, I want to cut this off. There's no threads, so I want to cut this down. I'll fussy cut that and make sure. All right, there's a little thread there, so let's glue that down. There. All right. So, let's see, what was I thinking? I was thinking of possibly doing that. And I need to just fussy cut this a little more. There's no threads. I'm just basically cutting the netting closer to the applique. Okay. And over here, let's cut closer to that. Okay. All right, so I think what I want to do is, let me see this. All right, what about here? I'm trying to see if there's a way I can take this flower off. I don't know if there is, though. And leave, I mean, I could. I want to leave the bottom, but I want to cut these layers out. All right. I mean, I don't think I'll ruin it, but all right, let's start one layer at a time. And you'll see what I'm thinking when I get this, if I can get this flower off. What my thought process is, I don't want so much white. I think it's good. If it's just too much, it'll be too much white. And I may not even use that piece either. I'll have to see. All right, so all right. So this piece. Because these are hand sewed also, these little flowers. And if I'm wrong and this doesn't come out right, well then you can, you know, I don't mind showing the mistakes. Alright, so that's basically out of there. And let's see, trying to see. Alright, just to be on the safe side, because there's some threads going to these flowers. I don't want to lose what's on those flowers, so I am going to tack this a little bit. Then I don't have to worry about it. And I just need to get these last ones off. Sorry this is taking so long, but I really want to show you, you know, the steps that I'm taking. If I did this off camera, then anybody that would want to know how to do this wouldn't be able to see it. Well, at least see how I do it. Okay. Let's get this out of here. All right, so this is basically what we have left. And my thought was to integrate the two pages, I want to take one of these flowers, and I think I want, let's take this one. Okay. I don't know why that's, all right, I'm not going to use that anyway, so that's got to be, oh, okay, that's, it's like riveted in. I don't know if that's the right word for it, but so I won't lose it by cutting around it. All right, but what I'm going to do is, okay, so now I'm just going to cut underneath. All right, and then I'm going to add that like that. Let me move this so that it's straight up and down the page itself. All right, so that's actually kind of like that up there, and then this can go here. But I don't want to add, I don't think I want to add another flower, because then that's going to be, that would only be 2. All right, so I have to stop overthinking this. I know I want this here, at least for now. So I'm going to tack this down, just a little bit of glue in the middle, in case I change my mind, because you know that could happen. All right, and I think I'm just going to put a little bit on that one. There. And just using these tiny dots of glue will make it easy if I do change my mind and I want to take it off. All right, but that's good for now. Well, let's do this a little bit on this curly Q. I hope you can see how little I'm putting on there. Okay, and now we can put this on there. So just a little in the middle. Okay. Oh. All right. Well. All right, there's my first mistake, covering up her face. So let's, all right, I'm gonna have to add, or I'm gonna lose some seed beads. So hopefully I can do this the hard way. There. All right, right, because I have to cut this off or we're not going to see her face. That wasn't very smart of me. There. Let's put that over there. All right, so I'm going to put a couple of little dabs on this one so that I can make sure, ow, you don't want to do that. Okay, so now it's not covering her face. Little hot glue. Okay. All right. So, yep, still not sure about this. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to add anything else onto this either, because I can always come back when I go step by step when I'm finished, you know, doing the initial embellishing and add. Plus I still have to go through my stash and see what I have that I haven't thought to use. All right, so we're basically, these 2 pages I'm really happy with, and I'm happy with this changing the color of the flower. I really like that. All right, so this next page, and I already have something in mind. Let me move this, the appliques. All right, because if I didn't, we'd be here for an hour. Okay, so this is my image. This is my image for this one. And this is going to go there, but first, these are 2 hand crocheted doilies from my daughter's friend, and I'm going to put them down this way. I like that. Let's see, let's move it down a little more. Okay, so yeah, and then when I put this on here, you can see, yeah, okay. All right, so I'm just going to tack the middle for now. There. Okay, and I already put some felt on the back. You saw me do that in part 1, so I don't need to keep showing that. Before I do that though, I need to add, I picked this trim here. I really like these embroidered trims, and they go along with the vintage feel of the book. So I'm not sure, do I want to, no, I don't want to, I want to kind of scatter a little bit. Okay. All right, so I like, whoops, sorry. All right, so I like how that's, let me just kind of take that up. All right, make sure I have the right side. Yes, I do. All right, so I'm going to glue this down. Just a thin line is plenty. Make sure. Okay, yep. I just don't want to glue any other pages together. But it seems to be okay. So it's 47 degrees outside and the sun's out. So that's always a good thing. All right, so let's just thin line. So I hope everybody's having a good week. It's Thursday. Tomorrow's my grandson's hand operation, so I plan on just sitting here hoping that I can take my mind off it with some crafting, but I don't know if I'll be able to do that for sure. Alright, so let's see. No, I'm just going to tack that down right there. I don't want to cut that off. And then maybe cut this at a little bit of an angle. There we go. All right. And now we can put the image on there. That's going to go right there. Let's put that right there. All right. And just a thin line. Well, I might even make it just to 30 minutes and then I can stop. So if anybody should have any questions, just put them in the comment box and I read every single comment, so I hope you will do that if you're watching. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Okay. All right. And then I took a piece of this trim. All right, it goes this way, and I want to go over the top of that. Actually, I think it goes this way, yeah. Almost put that on upside down. I want that right kind of at the end of the page. All right, so let's put a little on this curly Q here. Sure that's not okay. Yep. Okay. And then little tiny bit in the middle of that flower. Again on the little bit on this one, little bit on that one. Okay, and then a little on that one, and then up here in the corner. Whoop. Okay. That was fun. Good thing I'm used to the glue gun, but yeah, that was hot. Okay. You really got to be careful. I mean, I'm used to it. I can't tell you how many times I've only burned myself once really bad. But even when you just barely catch it, it's so hot that it still hurts. And that's Marty saying hi. Okay, so that's on there. Oh, no, I need to get the top of that one too. Okay, and now for the last part for this page, until I'm done, I found this piece of, I cut this piece off of an applique, and here's another piece for another project, and I just thought the color really went well with her skirt. I mean, it doesn't match or anything, but I just think it goes really well. So I need to fussy cut this down and then check and make sure, yes, this is what I want to use. But let's get a lot of this netting off. And you can see on the back of this, they're all, I just call them rivets. I don't know what else to call them. So there's no worry about anything coming off. Okay, so let's I don't know why I feel the need to cut all this netting off, but I do. And you don't have to, I'm not going to go right up to the flower, just more along, you know, like along the bottom and that. Okay, and this will be it. There. Okay, so what I had in mind was, and I don't want to keep. Okay, so on this page I have the cluster in the corner, and this page I have it at the top. So on this page I wanted to put it right in the middle. So that will kind of hang down like that. Alright, this is going to bother me though, so let me just tack this so it stays down. There. That would have bugged me. Okay. So, right there, that's my thought. And then this little piece I was thinking of putting up here, and then maybe adding another flower to it, but I have to find the rest of this applique. So I don't think I'm going to do that right now, but I'm going to try to find, or even a different color. So that's what I had in mind for this. I'm not completely sold on it though. So if you want, you can, I mean, I'm not asking for your opinion, but you could leave in the comment if you'd like what you think about this applique, and if you think it works, and if it doesn't, why you don't think it works. But I'm just going to do a little bit in the middle there, because I do appreciate those comments. And like I said, it doesn't mean that I'll change my mind, but sometimes, you know, somebody else looking at it with a different eye will come up with a reason. And that's part of the reason why sometimes I do change my mind, because if I'm crafting with somebody in, you know, on a video chat, and I show them, and they might give me a reason why they think it's, you know, that's not going to work, or, you know, there's something better or whatever. And sometimes, you know, I can look at it and say, oh, you're right, and I will change it. Or other times I'm just, nope, this is what I want. I know I want it, and I'm going to leave it. So anyway, yeah. So not an opinion, just your thought on, you know, how you feel about it, I guess. All right, so there's that, and we're at 36 minutes, a little longer than I thought. So then in part 3, I'm going to do this. I have her there. I did this last night, so I want to keep these in here so I don't forget. And then on this page, I want her. I just love her. So she's going to go on this page. And then these last 2 pages are going to have these 2. I just haven't cut them and put the belt behind them. So that's what's going on those 2 pages. Hopefully my next one, even if it takes a little longer, I'm hoping that I can do 2 pages, because I don't want to draw this out to, you know, 10 or 12, you know, different parts. But I also want to, you know, do a start to finish, and if it takes that, then it takes that. So, all right, I'm going to start rambling. So I'm going to say, let me open it back up. I'll open it back up to this page, these 2. Probably over the weekend, I'll do part 3, and I'll either put it up on Sunday or Monday. And yeah, I have a couple other ideas I want to do too when I'm finished with this one. So hopefully I can go right from this to the next project. So thanks for watching, everyone, especially if you stayed till the end. And I'll be back again soon with another video. So I'm just going to say, as usual, bye for now.